I'll be right back. Okay, guys. So, I understand why people don't like... Sorry, I ran around the house looking for something. This thing, in fact. But, what was I gonna friggin' talk about? Oh, yeah. Good thing I had a reminder here. So, Arrow Season 7 had flash forwards, which I thought were great. Because Season 6 always felt like it had something missing. I mean, Season 7, in my opinion, had something way more important missing, but whatever. But Season 6 didn't have any secondary story that took place in a different time period. Season 1 had 5 years ago. As of Season 1, anyway. So Season 1 and the flash forwards were 5 years apart, and then 2 and the flash forwards were 5 years apart, and they just kept pacing up like that. But there was only 5 years worth of flashback material, so at the end of Season 5, that's the end of the flashbacks. Season 6 didn't have anything like that. So Season 7 got flash forwards, and they're like, huh. But something that until recently, because I could never figure it out, I was always like, Arrow Season 7 is missing something. I could never figure it out for the life of me. And then I rewatched Arrow Season 1 recently, and about, at the episode 5 mark, I was like, there's no Quentin Lance in Season 7 because he's dead. So yeah. But that could be wildly misinterpreted, whatever I was just doing there. I was just trying to go ham on my leg, but that's even worse. We're gonna drop it. But Season 7, there was an awesome holy shit reveal in there. Every now and then we see this dude, he's on Lian Yu, da-da-da-da-da. This is in the Season 7 premiere, the first episode. And we see this dude who is acting, kind of like a familiar character, but at the same time, a lot of time has passed, so this dude is not that similar. But I was like, he seems kind of familiar. And then, at the very end of the episode, we see him talking to an older Roy Harper, and because I watch the show with my family sometimes, but most of the time anyways, and so I just looked at my dad and I was like, holy shit, are they in the future? What is happening? I just could not fathom that they're in the future. And my dad's like, I don't know. I mean, I would guess so, because William is not like that. So I just could not fathom they were in the future. I was just like... And ever since then, I really did like the flash forwards. But the intrigue, the most fun part about the flash forwards was the first episode of the season. It really did go downhill from there. They had some moments that brought it back up, but then it went down again because they just felt pointless and they took away a lot of the suspense. And I don't know what it is, but they really are trying to they're trying their hardest to get rid of that suspense. And I don't understand why. They are trying so hard. They got, they show us a lot of the characters that we would know in that we would know all the way from Season 5. They show us those characters that we would know all the way from then in the future, so we're like, oh, well, nothing's going to happen to them. And then when something does happen to them during the season, in present day, you're like, I'm not buying it. It seemed like Dinah would die. And then, what the hell is that? It's a Lego piece, but it doesn't go to anything I have on display. Anyways, they keep taking the mystique away. Sure, we hadn't seen Diggle in the future, and so when for a split second Diggle died, he didn't die. When it seemed like he died because in the Tommy Merlin episode titled "Living Proof," which I think is episode 21, in that episode, it seemed like he died, but once you see him fall down the stairs or whatever happened, I can't remember. You also see every other character sitting there dead on the floor. And I was like, well, as trippy as that is, if the flash forwards hadn't come through, I'd be even more distraught. Because when Diggle died, I was like, whoa. And then and for a split second, when I saw Felicity, Renee, everyone else, I was like, wait, but they're... And then, Tommy Merlin's back, and he's like, hey. Or Tommy Merlin's just like, hey. And then Oliver's suddenly back in the collapsed building, and I was like, yep. I knew that could not have happened. So on top of that, getting rid of the mystique, they literally tell us that Oliver's going to die. And see, the thing is about that, he might not. But he probably will. I mean, it was like behind the scenes, they were telling us that Iron Man was not going to die in Endgame, and I'm like, well, yes. But actually, no. Shit, whatever, you've had time to see Endgame. Or normally I would have felt bad, but it's been like 4 months. You've had time. It's been on DVD for at least a month. It's been on digital for longer than that. And it was in theaters for 3 months. 6 months ago. Probably. I honestly, I have no idea. But it's been a while. Point of the story. So, but yeah, Oliver Queen. He's dying. That's a spoiler. But the show doesn't seem to care. It's like how the comic book is like. It's like how the DC Teen Titans book is like, it's the death of Deathstroke. The death of Stroke. Speaking of Deathstroke, is he going to be back on Arrow or what? Like, ever? I really like the Arrowverse version of Deathstroke. My favorite version so far. And yes, even better than the Teen Titans 2003 version, in which he was just called Slade. But you know what? I also think that the Arrowverse version could kick that version's ass, even though that version already had his ass kicked, and now he can control fire and make fire for some reason. I was like, what? That didn't make... I was like, what? Yeah, needless to say, I was a little surprised. So, but the point of the story, is Deathstroke ever coming back? Because if he's not in the crossover, they're missing their final opportunity to put him in a crossover. I mean, I imagine their final opportunity. He could just be in a crossover for no reason. He could just appear in Legends Season 5 and be like, sup? Yeah, I'm Slade. I want to go kill some unicorns. I want to kill them unicorns, and then I want to do an episode about love. And then on top of that, I want a unicorn to bite off my nipple. Yep, that's what's going to happen. I want it to happen. How's that nipple? We're getting my nipple removed today? Seems good. That could just be Deathstroke in the next season of Legends. And then his nipple becomes a demonic eyeball thing. And then friggin' he goes up against Stalin and is like, hey, I'm gonna remove your nipple with my sword. And then Stalin shoots lasers out of his nipples. I wouldn't even be surprised if that's what happens in the next season. Well, I would be surprised about the Deathstroke thing. But I'm calling it. Stalin shooting lasers out of his nipples. I wouldn't even be surprised. I am going to break every single thing I own, and I'm going to break every single thing that everyone knows and loves. But, yeah. Shit. I'll be right back. I am hearing really weird sounds that cannot be explained. By the way, dude, I'll get to that later. But Hold up. Yeah, that ain't right. But, yeah, I really want to see Slade in the crossover. Deathstroke has not been in any of the crossovers. Invasion does not count because that was basically a self-contained Arrow episode. Yeah, in between the Arrow segments, you had, excuse me, important stuff for that crossover, but for the most part, it was as self-contained as possible. It really was the Arrow's 100 episode. Okay, the way I said that is stupid. It was basically Arrow's 100 episode episode. And it was, but it was super self-contained. Slade wasn't even in it, but his armor was, because you had everyone going up against their rivals. Thea went up against Malcolm Merlin, the Dark Archer. Sarah Lance went up against Damien Dark because Damien Dark killed Laurel. So obviously she hates him, and she killed him like the 5th time. And I do count that as Damien Dark. I was going to say Damian Wayne. Damien Dark appearing, but at the same time, doesn't matter because he appears later on, so. Malcolm Merlin because evil father problems. And then you had Oliver going up against Deathstroke. I think it was Oliver going up against Deathstroke? Yeah, it seems right. Because obviously, like, but it was just Deathstroke's suit. It wasn't like that weird Reverse Flash suit chasing around Barry in the Dream episode, the Friday the 13th Nightmare on Elm Street episode. I don't know why I said Friday the 13th. I've been doing it a lot lately. Whenever I mean something, I say the other. But you also had Ray Palmer going up against the Mirakuru soldier. And at first I thought that was just lame. I was like, whatever. But apparently, one of those, if I remember correctly, because Ray painted a very bold picture, Ray Palmer, the Atom, he said, like, during the siege, one of those soldiers, maybe it was 2 of them, broke his legs and then picked up his wife by the neck and then snapped it. And I was just like, because for some reason I was watching the crossover without really watching the show, and so when I came back to the show, I was like, oh no. So, everyone's fighting someone that they have an emotional connection to. In all of the wrong ways. But, one, Monty Bennett was not in the episode. So I don't think Deathstroke should be accounted as being in the episode. And either way, even if he was, it's not a crossover because no one of any significance met Deathstroke in that episode. The Flash didn't meet him, Flash didn't see his armor walking around. Apparently the Flash knows who Deathstroke is, but they have never been seen together. However, it probably doesn't help because Cisco and Caitlin were almost killed by Deathstroke. So naturally, they'd have probably looked into who Deathstroke was, so Barry would know who Deathstroke is if he ever talked to them about it off screen. Because I just don't know how Barry would know. But then again, in the duet episode, Barry said something about, in a song, he said something about not being impressed with her more famous cousin. So he knows about Superman, but none of his... but they've never met. He should know all about him because of this thing. But during Elseworlds, Supergirl's like, oh yeah, this is my cousin Clark. And then Barry's like, wait, you mean that cousin? Also, Superman's first foray into the crossovers was awesome. Then they went and whammed it right at the end of the Supergirl episode. Well, the world doesn't need me if it's got you. And I'm just like, okay. So, yeah. I went on so many ramblings. Point of the story, why are they trying to get rid of the mystery? And 2, when's Deathstroke? I don't know if they can use Deathstroke, but they referenced the Deathstrokes, which is a clan of worshippers. But when they brought in the task force, when they redid Task Force X, except they called it the Ghost Initiative, Curtis said this about Kane Wolfman, or that was it. His name was Kane Wolfman. He had several different aliases, but I call him Joseph Wilson. He mentioned the son of Slade, which felt like Cartoon Network being like, Deathstroke is too violent, except Warner Brothers being like, no Deathstroke. But then you have the Deathstrokes, and the other thing was, Curtis is like, no, this is just like the Suicide Squad, and then Curtis, and it's like, so clearly they can't say Suicide Squad. But, definitely, they said, my thumb did weird things. Weird pain. Sorry about that. My jaw is like really stiff over here. Everywhere else it's fine, which is why I can talk, but like just this spot. I don't know. What was that? Kane Wolfman, Joseph Wilson. The son of Slade, Suicide Squad. Oh, I already did that. So yeah, basically the point of the story is they can't say Suicide Squad, they can't say Deathstroke, but then they have Deathstrokes. I don't know. Also, Warner Brothers needs to loosen up. This just makes them more money. I don't know why they do this. I was watching a Warp Zone video, and it was the one Wonder Woman reacts to Justice League or whatever. And when Batman comes in, he's like, hey, just dropping off the money. And then it's like, but never any TV shows, right, Bruce? Right. And I was just like, yeah, see. By the way, I guess you'd be kind of confused, but I want to try something. I kind of want to watch the first 2 episodes of Gotham and then watch the last 2 episodes of Gotham. I might be a little confused, but I want to see if that's just the ultimate way to get a made-for-TV Batman movie. Made-for-TV Batman. Yeah, that would be awesome. Warner Brothers, are you listening? I mean, one, I hope not, because I acted like an idiot throughout this whole video, but if you are made-for-TV Batman show or movie. So I don't know what I'm going to call this video. It's not going to be a what's on my mind because it's entirely DC stuff. It's not going to be a speculation on the Arrowverse. Well, actually, it could be, but it might not be. I thought I saw a shit ton of ants. I don't know what I'm going to call this video, honestly. I'll find a name. What's on my mind, Arrowverse speculation combo vid? I don't know. It was supposed to be about the mystique of the Arrowverse. And actually, if I call it that, then people are going to think I'm talking about a shapeshifter named Raven. So I don't know. Also, my vids have been getting crazy dislikes lately. I know I'm not super good and I ramble a lot. But I mean, how is it that I get 9 likes? I mean, like 9 or 10 views and 2 dislikes. Are my videos really crazy bad? Because my channel is making more, not money. I don't have ads or anything like that. I was going to say money, but that doesn't make any sense. My channel is making more views and watch time than usual. Yet I end up with dislikes. Do people who like videos Or do people who enjoy my videos just not, they don't leave a like or something? And also, why are only 5% of my views from subscribers? The other 95 are from people who don't know my channel. What is up with this? I guess I can attach a channel update tag to this, but I'm not gonna. Probably not anyways, I don't know. I'm not gonna know me in like 2 weeks what I'm gonna do. Because this video is made in Monday, September 23rd, and actually it's 1 o'clock, so we'll say Sunday, September 22nd. So I don't know what I'm gonna do in like 2 weeks. I don't know. Oh yeah, I've been playing Minecraft recently. I expect a lot more of those videos. Because Minecraft is freaking fire. I don't know why I stopped playing it. I'm building the X Mansion currently. I don't know when you guys will see that. And obviously, it's not going to be very good. I'm me. It's me we're talking about here. But it's pretty good. I do actively challenge you guys to do what I do, but do it better. Not because I can be like, well, yeah, well, you're not any good, so I can, like, avoid criticism. Because I can take criticism. You guys just let me know, man. And then, you know, let me... Excuse me? Excuse me, man? I know I turned you on, but that doesn't give you the right to... What is that from? But yeah, this video is going on longer than expected because I'm just an idiot. So I'm going to end it now. You're sudden. But also go watch the Deathstroke video. Oh yeah, I probably have a drastic redesign since the Deathstroke video. Literally the day I made that video, I went and cut my face. I went and cut my hair, cut my face. Just, as soon as I face palm, my face just falls off. It gets stuck to my hand and then just... Yeah, so I went and cut my hair and also shaved my face. So, you know, I probably look very different than my last video. I was tired of my hair getting in my eyes. So I was just like, you know what, I'm not dealing with you today. But, yeah, the video's running way too long.